Alright, how's it going, my fellow deviants? I decided I'm going to do a tutorial for you guys. I asked a question on my DA account, and I asked people what would they like to see from me do a tutorial of, and of course, majority of picked you wanted to see an animation from chicken scratch to finish. That's going to take a lot more than just one video. That's going to be a very long process, and I will talk a little bit more about that in my vlog later on. But I can throw together a good tutorial for you about the pen tool in Photoshop. You know, that annoying piece of crap tool that everyone freaking hates. Yeah, I know you probably have harsh feelings about it. But I'm just going to tell you a little about it, show you a little bit how you can use it to help ink an image and how I ink my images. And hopefully after watching me, you'll get a better understanding of it, and you'll find out the tool is actually quite useful, and it could be one of the most useful tools in Photoshop, actually. I don't even see how I can make an image without it now, a finished image. So let's jump right into it and get started. First of all, as you can see, I loaded an image in. Ooh, sexy. You like that? All right, and we're going to go over and get our setup. Normally, I just duplicate the background by, right-clicking, go duplicate layer, which I did up here. Then make another layer and fill it. Fill it with a color, as you can see. And then I put the duplicated line layer above that. Bring the opacity down to, whatever you want. I'm just going to stick at about 15, that's fine. And then, of course, make a new layer and call it lines. You can call it whatever you want. Whatever floats your boat, I really don't care. All right, let's get down to here's the pen tool. You got your regular pen tool, which, of course, if you click on once, you make a dot. Click again, you get a line. And if you hold the button down, you can drag the handles and manipulate the line. And then click another one, manipulate that line. Click again, manipulate that line. Okay? All right, let's go. I'll do freeform pen tool last. I'm going to skip over that one for now. Okay, we got add anchor point tool. This one basically just does exactly what it says. It just adds an anchor for you. See that? All right, then we got delete anchor point, which self-explanatory, just deletes points. And finally, we have the convert point tool. This is going to be a little more useful tool, which you're going to use more often. This one allows you to individually grab handles. See how I'm only affecting this side? I'm not affecting this side over here. I'm just affecting this side right here. And then you click on the line, you can get the other side and manipulate that. Also, if you grab the line itself, you could, by moving the mouse around, you can affect the line too. See that? All right. Now, a big issue many people have with this thing is they don't know how to delete this line. They get this line and they're like, oh, I'll just turn the lines layer off. And you look at, oh, what the hell? It's still there. Okay, hold on. Let's turn all of them off. What the F? Yeah, it doesn't go away. There's not actually on any lines. It's actually just kind of there and on its own thing. So we can turn these back on. If you want to delete this, you got to right click and go to delete path, and now get rid of it for you. I've seen many people play with this tool and just yell at their computer screens because they can't figure out how to delete it. One last part of the tool, the freeform pen tool. This one is for people who own Wacom tablets, I'm assuming, because this one allows you to actually draw the line, and then the program does its best to kind of give you what you're looking for. See, I'm trying to do this with a mouse right now and not doing very successful. So I don't use this one because I don't have a tablet. But if somebody had a tablet, it would probably save them a lot of time using that one. So, all right, that's done with the introduction to the pen tool. Next, we're going to hit actually go on to making the brushes for this. All right, and let's go into actually making the brushes for this thing. Okay, first of all, you press B on your keyboard to get your brushes. Open up your brush panel on the side. And by the way, I'm using Adobe Photoshop CS3 extended. Okay, and basically here you got your basic brush. And the first thing you want to do is bring your spacing all the way down to 1. You want a nice, crisp, clean line. And I like to do is I tilt this a little bit. Between 25, 26 degrees, 30-ish, around there, whatever, let's put 27. And then you grab this little round ball thing right there and you can squish that down. And like I said, 30s, 40s, whatever you feel like doing. Let's put it at 36, okay? And let's actually tilt that a little like that. See how you get this line? See how the line now has this... Let me increase the diameter for you. So you can see it has this nice little cool tilt to it. All right? And let's bring it down to about 9. All right, next is shape dynamics. Click that on. Now you have two options I use. I use fade and pin pressure. I'm going to show you pin pressure first. I'm going to leave this right here. I'm going to put it about 20. All right, so that's our first brush. So go over to the pin tool, click on it. Let's zoom in a little bit. I'm going to do this little arm piece right here. Switch over to the pin tool, and then first you want to put a point, and then you kind of have to eyeball it. You know, you're going to get more used to it the more you use it, but this is going to be pretty self-explanatory. You just stick a point there, hold it, and drag it to manipulate the line. There you go. All right, to actually make the stroke, you want to right-click and go to Stroke Path. Click that. You're going to get this little box that's going to allow you to do, and you want it on the brush, okay? You can switch other things, as you can see, but this is inking, so we want the brush. And you want simulate pin pressure on this, all right? I always have simulate pin pressure on. You can turn it off and get a different type of line. Here, I'll actually show you that real quick. Okay, this is without simulate pin pressure. There's your line. Let's delete the path. And see, there's a lot of people like this type of line. It starts off thick and it goes thin, okay? But that's not what I use for the outside, normally. So I'm going to turn it on this time, do a pin pressure, and there you go. You get this thin beginning, thickens in the middle, and then thins out at the end. That's the type of line I like to use for like outside lines, like for the outside area. Okay? Now I'm going to show you the fade line. And I'm going to usually I use fade for a piece like this where, as you can see, it starts off outside and then kind of goes in. So you want to click bleed, go to the brush, go back to your brush thing, go to shape dynamics, go to fade this time. And as you can see, I already have my settings. This number right here, the little slider, watch it as I slide it. See this line down here? How it kind of fades off and tails off, fades to the end? If you slide it up, you go back down, it thickens out at the end, okay? So you want to make sure it always has a little fade to it, so you go back to 20, see how it fades. Now this number right here tells you how thick this piece will be. This will be thicker and last longer the larger this number is, okay? So let's switch to 300. Sparta! Yeah, just kidding. I go down, and you can see how it's kind of thickened out a little bit, all right? So let's put it back to about 270. All right, and now we're ready to make our line. Let's click there. Yeah, I didn't like that point, so let's redo it. Then go in there. You're going to go grab the point conversion tool. You're going to have to use that one. And you want to manipulate this one line, get set. You kind of have a little bump there, so we're going to pull that out. See, it gives you that nice little round bump thing. And adjust this a little. All right, ready to stroke the line, stroke path, simulate pin pressure. And there you go. And this time you got like this thick line, and it goes into a thinner line. It gives you a nice cool line. I like to use that line when doing stuff inside like that. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up with one last little thing here at the end. All right, and the last thing I want to show you we can do with this pin tool is a little fun thing you can do. Let's switch over to the brush real quick. And let's go to scatter. And you can see all these little dots now. And let's go to change shapes and stuff. Like see the size jitter, we can change that as well. And let's bring the fade down just a pad, all right? And let's draw a line. And see there? Simple line right there. Stroke path. And look at that. Now you can get this cool little effect how it fades off like into that. So that's just something you can do. You can do this with like any kind of brush you can make. And you can just, like I said, playing around with the brush settings. You can change textures, you know, and just add all sorts of cool different things to it. And you got to just keep playing around with the brushes and creating brushes and stuff. Excuse me. And it's going to give you, you know, some cool effects and stuff. And it's just going to look really cool. Like I said, look nice, clean line when it comes to ink. What are you doing? Oh, crap. I'm making a tutorial. Dude. Dude, you drank the last beer, man. That's why you're out of beer. Remember you had those, you had a few of them a couple nights ago? Yeah. I am not going to the store and buying you some beer. You gotta get your own damn beer. You drank it yourself. I drank one, okay? Yeah, cry a while you want. Not gonna listen. Sorry guys, that was my roommate. He Yeah, he kind of has some kind of anger issues. Yeah, whatever. Sorry about that. All right, as I was saying, and so you can just sit there and manipulate the lines like that. And one last time, I'll do this for you. Like I said, you just gotta keep manipulating it, and I don't know if I needed that point. See, I don't need this point. That point's gonna actually be obsolete. So what you're gonna do is do this, delete it, convert point tool, and I should be able to manipulate this even without that line and get it what I want. See, just like that. Go to brush, make sure I'm on what I want. Let's switch to pin pressure. Oh, one last thing. Go to brush tip, and since it's on the opposite side of the outside right here, take this and flip it over. Okay? And we're going to the line's going to be facing a different direction. And then stroke the path. And now the line faces the other direction. And it gives you that cool little effect where they're kind of like pointing at each other, as you can see. Alright? That's going to wrap up this quick tutorial on inking. I hope you liked it. Go out there and just try using the tool. To be persistent on this tool. Don't give up on it. Force yourself to use it in your images. The more you use it, the better you're going to get at it. It took me about a month to get really comfortable with it, where I can use it fairly quickly. And, and I almost don't even really have to think about, like, really using it. It just comes almost natural to me now. And so, just keep using it. Keep being persistent about it. And you will get the hang of it. And that's all I said. So good luck. Go out there, make some artwork, make cool, and I'll talk to you later, Deviants. Have a good time, until next tutorial. Later.